What's up, everyone? Today we're talking about Alien 3. It's, I feel like it's a little underrated. I feel like it gets a lot of slack since, Newt and like Hicks are killed off in the opening sequence, pretty much. Um, I feel like I guess give it some slack and leniency on that just because, like, I don't know, I've been watching this movie just as long as I've been watching like Alien and Aliens. Like that's I mean to me like that's just how it went. Like I don't know because I was born like 94. I was born quite a few years, not quite a few, but I was born a handful of years after the third one came out, and like by the time I watched it, I was probably it was probably like later 90s. So I don't know. It's just I don't know. That's just how it went. But I mean, as I've gotten older, I see how like that's kind of sloppy and kind of poor writing to do it off screen and stuff like that. Especially for two great characters. So that kind of I do deduct some points and stuff for that, but overall I thought it was a pretty great movie. Like it, I mean, first of all, introduces like the runner type of xenomorph since it's from like a dog that the Xeno like the face hugger gets onto, which that I thought that was very interesting and like unique to do, and I thought it worked pretty well because it's like they're like I don't know, I like the sequences where it's like running around the like the wall and like floor and like ceiling and stuff, and it's using the camera angle to kind of have that effect. Um, they're a lot more like agile and quicker. They look pretty cool, even though this movie is the worst that I can remember. I mean, I've yet to rewatch Resurrection, but I'm pretty sure Alien 3 has the worst xenomorph like effects, like how it actually looks. Because I mean, at least with like even like the end of like Prometheus, and then you have Alien Covenant, like they look the CG is better than what they are doing in whatever they're doing in Alien 3. Obviously, the prosthetic, actual like practical ones look the best from like Alien and Aliens, but yeah, this one is just really bad. I mean, look at that. That's just terrible. But I mean, there's moments where it does look pretty good. Uh, I'm pretty sure that's from behind the scenes or something for Alien 3. But yeah, it's I thought the whole idea behind the runner and stuff was pretty cool. I don't like the what is I don't know what version it is, like the director's cut or the theatrical, where it's from a cow or a bull or something. I don't like that version of it. I mean, it's supposed to be a runner and stuff too, but it doesn't make sense to me. The dog makes more logical sense to me, but I don't know. I like the setting of it as well. Like it's on this like prison. I don't. It's not like a state. It's like a little colony on this mining planet, and it's a bunch. I mean, it's pretty much like a prison because it's a bunch of like ex criminals or criminals that were like murderers and rapists and stuff like that, thieves, and it's just like a. I mean, don't get me wrong. The cast, it's probably out of all the movies that we've seen so far, I'd say it's the weak. That's not the right picture. I'd say it's the weakest cast, like most forgettable. Which I mean, there are some characters I do like from it though. Like Dylan was kind of cool. Um, Charles Dance's character, which is cool to, especially like now that I'm older, like watching like Game of Thrones and stuff is cool to kind of I don't know, I like see him in other stuff and whatnot, but and then I mean, this character was kind of funny. 85 or whatever the hell his actual name is. And then I've seen this guy in some things, but I don't. He's always like side characters. Like I don't really know his name. But I mean, like those were like the standout. Obviously, you have like Bishop returning for a little bit, which that's always Lance. I can never pronounce his last name, but Bishop is always cool to see. I mean, obviously, Ellen Ripley, Sigourney Weaver returns and is a badass like always. Uh, Rocking like a fucking buzz cut. Um, yeah, like the cast. I mean, it's pretty good. They do their job. It's not as hard hitting as like Aliens, but I mean that's kind of hard. That's a hard movie to follow up. I do. I mean, like I don't with like Ellen Ripley like dying at the end with like the Queen in her and stuff like I don't mind that. It's so weird that it took so long for it to kind of take effect, but you could say that maybe because it's a queen, the embryo needs more like time to like grow and develop. But uh, overall, I don't know. Overall, I thought it's a pretty solid movie. Um, it it's just I mean, the soundtrack's a little. I didn't really care for that too much. Um, like I liked the more in the other ones where it's more like I guess like orchestra or symphony or whatever you'd call it. Like a lot of just like I don't know, like mood setting and just like I mean, there's a lot of like build. I mean, in Aliens and an Alien, there's a lot of like big like orchestra parts that like build up and stuff like that. But this part is seen. This movie, I mean, they had a little bit of it, but it seemed to more rely on, I guess, like I don't know. I was hearing like rock, almost like rock music type, uh, like sound, like background music, and I don't know. It just didn't really fit as well as you'd. I don't know. It is about as good as you'd expect, but I much preferred like the previous movies soundtracks that we've reviewed in this franchise so far. Um, I don't know that and just like obviously killing off Hicks and Newt's pretty shitty. I I don't know, just it's I mean it's a slightly weaker executed movie. Did it need to be made? Nah, probably not. I mean, none of them after Aliens probably needed to be made, but they are good, and I do enjoy them quite a bit. Like I'll always like rewatch them and stuff if I watch the others, but it's not near as good as like Alien or Aliens. I mean, even Prometheus is like I gave it like a 9.5, and Romulus was a 9. Those ones were really good. They had some flaws, but these ones it's a very solid, good effort. But I don't know. It's just like I don't know like I don't know. It's like it is gritty and the setting was cool for a bit, and then it's just I don't know. Not much really happens. It's like they're like she crash lands. They pick her up. They investigate the remains of like Newt and Hicks, and then after that, it's like they burn the bodies. The alien, which that was actually a cool scene when they're burning Newt and Hicks' body, and like the runner comes down with the dog as like Dylan, and I can't remember the character's name, but he was the original like one in charge, like the man. I don't know, like what the fuck, the overseer or whatever, like the prison warden. Uh, they both said like some like eulogy type things, and it'd like cut back to the dog, and the chest burster like fucking splitting out of him and shit, which, not, yeah, that was pretty cool. There are like a lot of cool sequences like that, like the tunnel scene, and uh, just some of the kills are really fucking gory. Like you seen like meat chunks and just like guts and just like massive amounts of blood. Like that is pretty cool. Like a lot gorier than the, I'd say pretty, I'd say a little bit more gory than like the past two. Besides like obviously when they kill androids, they don't really hold back on the white milky like blood stuff. But overall I thought it was a really good movie. Just like the effects compared to like even the two previous ones, which Alien was 79 and Aliens is like 86 or something like that, is a pretty big downgrade. I mean, the practical effects when they're using like for the Xenomorph and some of the other stuff is pretty good, but when they're using like they're trying to do, I'm pretty sure it's like 90s CGI or whatever, and it's not good. It's terrible, and some weaker writing here and there, and weaker characters. It's not like it's like a lot of like mistakes and like fuck ups, like they dropped the ball or anything. It's just what they didn't really land as hard or as well as Alien and Aliens and some of the other ones. Overall, I still like it. I still think it's a really good movie. Again, whenever I've been watching this movie for like majority of my life, and I'll always like rewatch it when I watch Alien and Aliens and Prometheus, all the other ones. But it's a little bit on it's like the middle ground. This is like the middle ground movie, I feel like, for this franchise. That and like in Romulus would be like the two middle ground ones, where it's like you have Aliens and Prometheus on like the top half, and then Resurrection and Covenant would be more towards the bottom. I guess you'd say Romulus would be the middle ground, and this would be bottom tier, but as well. But I'd give this. This is. I mean, they're all good. They all have a better, like an average to better than average score. Like this one, I'd give like an 8, a solid 8. I thought it was really good. Like I said, it just, some of it doesn't land. I mean, it's not nearly as iconic as the first two. Still, great movie. Again, not as good as some of the other ones that come out after it, but it's unique. And I mean, the directing, pretty good. Like, I don't really know too many David Fincher movies off the top of my head, but I mean, I don't know, he did a pretty good job in this one. I mean, not the best, but yeah, it's about a middle ground alien movie. I don't know. I don't really have too much more to say on it. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit underrated and gets a lot of slack for killing off Newton and Hicks, when it's pretty solid. I mean, some of the characters are, like I said, aren't. It has some flaws, but it doesn't. I mean, it's not like they're just shitting and shitting the bed and just, I don't know, like they're just like in it for money or something like that. I feel like they had like a good solid premise and story and stuff going on, and I mean, I like how it kind of, it's like, I don't know, like the way it cuts off, like with Ellen Ripley dying, is like it's a good I don't know, back at like when it was made, I feel like it's a good like ending, like a good like trilogy ending. Uh, I mean, obviously they went on to make Resurrection, which I do feel like is the worst of the Sigourney Weaver alien movies, but I feel like I don't know if it's the worst one though. But anyways, we'll get to that one later on. Hope you sorry for rambling. I don't know. I didn't really have too much prepared for this one. I kind of just started it and started talking. I usually do that for the most part, but I usually have like a little bit in my head before I start. Like I have some talking points before I just start recording. This one I kind of just hit record and went. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. It's again, it's a I would recommend it. I would say like it's not on par with like the classic too, but it's a good solid movie. 8 out of 10. And like 7.5 on a 10 or like a 8 out of 10 around there. But again, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.